film, which I think is one of the it will be the more controversial aspect of the film in terms of keeping people's attention, and I think will be the like structurally, I think it's a really big gambit on Nolan's part, which is to structure this film as 2 hours of like a whirlwind of we are going to achieve this goal. Here's the pressures, the anxieties, the tensions, everything about it, you know, and they do it. And we get to it. And you even get the catharsis of everyone cheering him on and everyone feeling great about it. And then the last hour is like, how do we deflate that out of the audience? Like if you felt that, if you felt some sort of accomplishment from the cathartic release of formally of the film.
Yeah, he's not going to let you any longer.
Here's the excitement of all of these scientists who made this thing. And here's this big, wonderful, amazing thing shot in IMAX that you just experienced. You could feel that Nolan was like, I think I'm sending the wrong message by ending somewhere around here.
Yeah.
And he's like, here's an hour of like what essentially boils down to like this self-loathing martyrdom where he wants to be punished. He wants to, you know, torture himself for what he's done. And he structured that as the remaining, you know, sort of reveals in the McCarthy era witch hunt for Oppenheimer, where he is denied his security clearance for all of his past left-wing involvement in various associations and various people in his life, because it was true. He had, you know, his wife was a former communist. His brother was, you know, so many of his friends and family. He hung out in those circles. He's at a fucking, he's a scientist at a university. I think at one point he even says, once you see the revolution in subatomic particles, like, don't you see the revolution everywhere? Like, don't you want to read everything? Don't you want, like, I think Florence Pugh at one point even goes to his bookshelf and is like, look at all these fucking things that you're reading. Like, he's, you know, he's an intellectual, you know, he was someone who believed in, you know, having this kind of, you know, really exploring everything. And, you know, that rubs up against the war machine, which is obviously also, this is like peak Red Scare anxiety as well, right? Where like, you know, McCarthy was hounding out anyone. Like, if you went to one communist meeting because you just wanted to hear the ideas for the first time ever in your life, you shouldn't have a job anymore, is what, you know, was happening to people.
And if it was up to him, he'd
era.
probably put you in prison and shit. So.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I
also do like that line after the Trinity test that Safdie gets, actually. Shout out. Awesome.
Shout out to Benny Safdie. I mean, at some point we're just gonna name call the cast. Shout out to everybody, because there's a fucking
it's insane.
Kenneth Branagh, Dane DeHaan, Josh Hartnett, Matthew Modine,
Josh Peck, baby.
Matt Damon, who I think is amazing, and I think if Robert Downey wasn't in as showy of a role, I think Matt Damon is kind of like giving one of the best performances in the movie too.
I thought Downey Jr. was great, and he's probably like right there, but I might have even liked Damon a little more than Downey.
Damon has a complex role because he's meant to be like how a military member could charm a scientist, and it actually is kind of like the little bromance between them is actually depicted as something that led to this happening, and like being something that, you know, like maybe this was, you know, maybe these two shouldn't be you know, converging. I do like when his one Jewish academic friend literally tells Cillian Murphy to take off like the military uniform. He's like, you're not fucking, you know, I don't want 3 centuries of physics to result in a weapon of mass destruction. Take off the fucking military uniform. You are not, that's not what you're doing. That's not who you should be, even though, you know, him and Matt Damon blur that line by being friends.
Yeah, totally. And I love the, like, the last line, this kind of leads into the Safdie thing too, that I was going to say. The last line that Damon gets, or one of them, if not the last line, is basically like, yeah, I'll keep you in touch. Don't worry about it. And then just leave as the bomb is going to the U.S. military. It's fucking, like, it's honestly kind of funny in the darkest possible way.
It is. Like, there's never been a more like, oh, you were useful and you had power and now you don't.
Yeah. You were the most important person in the world for so long, and now it's like, well, thanks for the bomb. Peace out. We're going to go bomb Japan. Fucking insane. And then the other one, which is the one that leads after, where it's Safdie and Murphy talking about the whole situation, and he says something like, he's like, well, you know, at least it's over now, or something along those lines, and Safdie is just like, yep, until they make a bigger bomb. Like, you're just sitting there, Murphy's sitting there like Oppenheimer, just going, oh yeah, this is never gonna fucking stop.
Yeah, and also this guy wants to make the hydrogen bomb, which is the bigger bomb, right?
Yeah, it's already on, like, it's already on deck. You know what I mean? They're already thinking about the next big thing to kill more people. So it's just like, yeah. I mean, fuck, great movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you have anything else? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think the only other thing that I might want to hit, just because we are the full spoiler show.
Yeah.
I would like to talk about how good the ending is and how well developed it is, kind of like throughout.
Totally.
Because like the back hour of that movie is the dueling hearings. It's Robert Downey Jr. being denied his cabinet position because of his relationship to scientists, and especially his very personally vindictive quest to get Oppenheimer punished for, basically, not participating in the U.S. security, like not having the U.S.'s security apparatus at more of an important position in his life than, the lives of people who would be nuked with a hydrogen bomb. That's ultimately what it is. The movie details this very, very incredibly surreal and subjective experience to how someone could have been pushed to make this thing, despite all of the signs being there of what it was capable of and what it was going to do. And Nolan's momentum with the excitement of the scientific excitement aspect. I said this in my review, but I think the important aspect of it is that it's designed to show you how you can get swept up in it. How the signs
you as an audience member is waiting for that bomb to go off. In a sense.
Yeah, exactly. And all the signs are put in there, but it's like they are ignored or they are justified, and he does all of these